Yeah, a lot of people say it's really action-packed. A lot of people say it's really kind of tear-jerking. They connect with the people that have to go through this crazy life. And yeah.
Everybody, welcome back to Living the Next Chapter, the author podcast, where we get to talk to great authors. If you love great stories, Ruth is here today. We're going to be talking about her journey as an author. Lots of great things for you to fall in love with. Beautiful covers as well for her books, by the way. You got to go check it out. Go to her website, link in the notes, and go check out Ruth. I think you're going to love this conversation today. And not only does Ruth come on the show as a guest, she's actually been listening to some episodes, which makes me so happy. So, Ruth, welcome to the podcast. Glad to have you here.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Actually, it's kind of weird, right? Because you hear the show, and now you're on the show, and now you can listen to you on the show, which is kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Tell everybody, Ruth, where are you in this big world of ours?
I live in Oregon, about half an hour south of Portland.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah.
What do you love so much about that part of the world? Come
on. Where I live, it's like half an hour from the beach and half an hour from the mountains. Nice. But I still live in a small town, but I'm close to a big city. So it's like the best of both worlds.
And we talked about this before we record. No snow, really. Where I am, right? So there you go.
Yeah.
I'm not anywhere close to a beach or mountains. So you got me beat on both of those. We did have this big hill called Niagara Falls. We have that, but that's about all we got. So
yeah.
There you go. Good.
I'd like to visit that sometime.
You should come here. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start with your author journey. Ruth, how did all this start for you? How did you begin writing and telling great stories? How did this all start?
Well, I fell in love with the books as a kid, and so I've always been a big reader.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of writing in school, and it was just always something I loved to do. And a lot of times I would write stories, and my mom would read them, and just for entertainment. She didn't critique or anything, but yeah. And it got to the point where she was like, okay, well, what I do is I'd write a book, and I would get to a point and I would stop and write another one. And she's like, okay, so I'm not reading anymore until you actually finish something. My little word of encouragement.
There you go.
Yeah.
So how old were you then when she was giving that challenge to finish a book?
Probably in high school.
Okay.
16, 17, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And then growing up, avid reader, did you like to read other authors as well?
Yeah, I like to read a big variety. Dean Koontz, Stephen King, Ray Bradbury, anything I could get my hands on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Big variety.
Do you feel like that helped influence you as an author as well?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for different reasons. Like Dean Koontz, I really loved his characters. And, Stephen King, I liked a lot of his eerie stuff and his plot twists. And yeah, and Ray Bradbury, I like the uniqueness.
Yeah.
My friends, a lot of times, if they read like the back of a book cover, oh, this sounds weird. Ruth would like it.
So they know you as well. Okay, good.
They know me.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Let's talk to the author that's listening, Ruth. They're maybe new to writing, and they see you. They go to your website, which is beautiful, by the way. They go to your website and they see, wow, I wish I even had one book in the world, and here you are, just writing and writing and writing. If you could encourage a new author that's listening, what would be helpful from your perspective when you were starting to hear from an author who's further down the road? What can we share to help that author to get out there and share their stories?
My big one would be to take your time. It takes a long time to write a book. Be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
And it is beneficial to sit and to, actually finish a whole book. When it gets hard, you just kind of have to keep going. Mm-hmm. And that's the tricky part.
All right.
Yeah.
How do you stay motivated to keep writing?
A lot of times I make it fun. Like when I started writing Dark Secrets, the characters, they're scientists in a different world. So a lot of times when I wrote, I'd wear a lab coat to make it
Oh,
fun.
oh, wait, really?
Yeah,
To kind of push you into the character, kind of by putting on the lab
yeah,
coat. That's interesting. Okay.
yeah. And pictures up of the world because it's 50 years in the future, so pictures kind of brought me there. And then when my family saw me, wearing my lab coat, they're like, "Oh, what's wrong?
Ruth
Leave
is
her alone."
the mad scientist is out there and creating her new work. I like that. That's
Right.
good.
Yeah.
50 years in the future, are you interested in time travel? Is that something that makes you curious?
It's something I used to read about a lot
Yeah.
too. I like reading about time travel. It's really
Yeah.
interesting. When I was in school, probably 13 or 14 years old, I wrote a story about, it was called Ashley Long and the Time Travel Machine. And she built a time travel machine in her basement. It's a cardboard box. And yeah, and she went back in time and she met her grandparents, but she didn't know they were her grandparents because she was an orphan.
Hmm.
So when she came back, her world was totally different because she had
Oh,
changed it.
yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
always the fear, right? That
right.
one little misstep or one little piece of conversation or information or whatever could just change the whole world. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could go forward or backward,
Mm-hmm.
any length of time,
Mm-hmm.
which direction would you go yourself personally, and how far in the past or how far in the future would you go?
I don't know if I would want to go in the future. I think it
Oh,
would
okay.
spoil things.
Right.
You're right. So I think it would be really interesting to go back in the past, probably way before I was born, just to see what the world was like. Yeah.
Okay. I interviewed an author today from Switzerland, and
Mm-hmm.
his book, the main character comes from the year 10 million and two and comes back to 2022 from
Whoa.
10 million and two. And I'm like, wow, like
That's a jump.
that's a pretty big jump, right? The 10 million and two. Yeah, that's huge. So yeah, that's the whole idea of time travel. I think is really interesting. I don't know which way I would go. I'm curious about the future, right? Kind of that Back to the Future Marty McFly thing. But
Yeah.
I'm curious about what the future would look like. But I would love to go back and spend time with past relatives that are no longer around and see them in
Yeah.
different contexts, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, probably go back first, I think. Back to the Future.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into your stories then. So
Mm-hmm.
is Dark Secrets the first book for you?
Yes.
Okay. So when did you
Yeah.
start writing Dark Secrets?
I started as a National Novel Writers Month
Ah, yes.
challenge,
Okay. Yeah.
actually. And it was a totally different book when I started writing it because I'm really into reading like vampires and, creatures, werewolves. But I wanted to write something different, a different creature.
Okay.
So I thought it would be cool to have a scientist that wanted to write about like a Frankenstein, but the Frankenstein would be parts of all these different creatures. So I started writing that story, and then my character, Adam, came into play. And when I was done, I was like, that was a really good idea, but it doesn't work for my character. My character wants me to write something else. So I bagged that idea and I wrote this story about Adam Davidson, the scientist that is in this world with all these creatures and he wants to find a cure for them. Yeah.
To talk more about Adam, his character, who he is. If you could introduce him at a party or something, he walks in the room, you're like, oh, Dave, this is Adam. How would you explain Adam to me as the first time I meet Adam?
Adam's a family man.
Okay.
He's in his 30s. He has two kids and he spends all his time working. He works in a mutant hospital. And this is a time where there's a virus that has been spread through the water, and any animals or even people can turn into mutants. They can. grow fins or, I mean, all kinds of weird things,
Hmm.
have extra eyes or become really aggressive, become cannibalistic. And so they go to this hospital and they're not allowed to be killed unless like your life is in danger.
Hmm.
And since this is a futuristic book, they have all kinds of weapons that, they have paralyzer guns that can paralyze a creature for 5 minutes, enough to get him restrained. Or
Hmm.
so it has some really cool futuristic stuff too. But what Adam does is he spends all his time at this mutant hospital trying to find cures because he thinks, well, it's not their fault.
Okay.
He has a lot of compassion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much time did you spend developing what 2072 looks like? Because that's a long ways out. Like, did you just kind of dream that and kind of plan, like, what will life be like in that? Because you need that kind of as context for your story, right?
Right. Right. A lot of my ideas, since a lot of it is at the mutant hospital,
Okay.
I thought, okay, so now what would be better at a hospital 50 years from now
Mm-hmm.
or 50 years from when I wrote it?
Hmm.
What would be more convenient? So they have like spidomeds where instead of being injected, the medicine just like absorbs through your skin.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
things that are
better.
less painful and less
Yeah.
invasive and safer.
Yeah.
And so some of it was kind of a wish list. Well, what would be neat in the future to have?
Yeah.
And then of course it's very dangerous. So they have a danger zone where no one's allowed to go,
Yeah.
and fences built up, and they have the MCS, the Mutant Containment Services, and they're kind of like firemen, but they come and they take care of the mutants and they take them to the hospital, or they kill them if they have to.
Hmm.
But yeah, that
Okay.
was kind of fun to create them with
All
their
right.
body armor.
The whole idea of mutants then, like why that? Like what captured your attention to have that as such a big part of your story?
I know I just wanted to do something that's not as common, I think,
Yeah.
and something where I could be really creative
Okay.
and have a bunch of different types of creatures, and different ways to kill them and different ways to cure them. And
Yeah, it kind of feels like a little bit of well, an alien kind of comparison, like Men in Black, with all these
Mhm.
interesting, odd things, or here
Yeah,
on Earth, like
like that.
right, and yeah, it's just the fact that they can change shape and change all their kind of their DNA and who they are,
Yeah,
But the fact that they're dangerous too, that's kind of scary.
yeah. I wouldn't want to live in this
No,
world.
no, right? No, so yeah, okay, that's really interesting.
Mhm.
Who do you think your ideal reader is, like age wise, and who do you kind of envision who's going to love Dark Secrets?
I think people that are really into like weird creatures, I would say maybe older, 16, 17 at the
Okay,
youngest,
yeah,
because there's like some gore and
yeah,
yeah, people that are into like futuristic sci-fi type things and
okay.
things like that.
Most of the story happened then in within the walls of the hospital. Then
Um, it happens within this small town in Oregon,
okay,
Panacea, and yeah, in the first book, it all takes place there.
okay, all
Yeah.
right, okay. And then so you do Dark Secrets.
Mm-hmm.
That comes out, and then you start working on the next one right away. Is that kind of how it happens?
And then I wrote The Serum,
Okay,
and that came out in August.
okay,
This is the second book.
all right.
Yeah.
How's the response
And
been for that so far?
oh, pretty good. And it centers around another scientist that's a good friend of Adam. There's three of them. There's Adam, Jesse, and Sven. And the second one is about Sven and his struggles. And he's in his 70s, so it's a big jump. But he's been working at the hospital since it began.
Okay,
Yeah, he's the only main character that has actually seen the world before the mutants showed up
Oh, okay, because
because
of
of
his
his
age too.
age.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And he has a relationship with Adam then?
Yeah.
Okay.
They spend a lot of time working together. They've been there a long time, so he's almost like a son to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
For readers, would it be good to start with Dark Secrets before you read the serum?
Yeah, I think you would
Okay.
get a lot more out of it. Yeah.
Really? Okay. All right.
Hmm.
Okay. So is this a trilogy then with the third book
Yes.
coming? Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Is it hard? Okay, because I remember I'm not an author, so I don't know the answer to this question. Is it hard to build a world over a 3 book series? Like, how much planning do you have so that all the books work together and you don't get stuck and you're like, oh, I didn't talk about this in the Dark Secrets, but now I'm going to need that story for the third book. Like, how do you plan out that kind of 3 book structure?
Yeah, that was the funny thing is when I was writing the first one, I thought it was only going to be one book.
Oh, good. There you
Yeah,
go.
and then I was like, this isn't going to fit.
Okay.
There's just too much. And I
Yeah.
wanted each of the 3 characters to have their own book
Okay.
because there was just so much I wanted to say. So I'm like, okay, well, I can spread it out into 3 books.
All right.
I had enough to say that part wasn't that hard.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So as we go through it then, so Dark Secrets leads into the serum.
Hmm.
What's I know we're kind of spoiling a little bit, but what's coming up down the road, like for that third one then in the series?
The third one, um, the third one is about Jesse, and
Okay.
he's the youngest of the group, and he is traveling across the United States to find a permanent cure for the mutants forever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the third one was a lot different for me to write than the first 2 because the first 2 were pretty much in the same area. And the third one, the 2 aren't in it as much
Hmm.
as Jesse, and he's traveling from Oregon to Florida. So the world building was a lot different.
Hmm.
And it was a
Okay.
lot different. Yeah. But it was really fun.
What's a timeline for the third book then?
I finished the rough draft.
Good.
It probably will come out in about 6 months.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Lots of time for people to fall in love with the other 2 and get ready for the third one, right?
Right.
Right. That's what we're going to do. We're going to buy them all. Okay, so let's jump into the story for the serum then. Like, what is kind of the story arc for the second book then?
So in the second book, Sven loses his wife near the beginning of the book. And there's a new guy in town, and he's a billionaire, and he wants to take over this land because they found perhaps a cure and at the Tree of Life is what it's called.
Mhm.
And he wants to take over the land. He's a billionaire. He thinks he can do whatever he wants. And yeah, and he thinks the money can buy everything.
Yeah.
And so Sven wants to go against him. He thinks it's all wrong. And him and his friends, they work hard you know, to take him down and try to make
Okay.
the world a better place.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then does Adam make an appearance then in the serum as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Adam and Jesse and
Jesse and-
Sven, they're
Yeah,
all really
they're-
close. And yeah, they're an integral part of all 3 books, I think. Yeah.
Are all of them scientists then? All 3 of them?
Yes.
Okay.
They all work at the
all
mutant
work in-
hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they have some contacts and relationships with each other. What do you think the readers are going to enjoy the most about Dark Secrets as a first introductory to the story? What are you excited about once the people get that copy of the book and start reading? You're like, oh, I can't wait for you to get to this part. Like, what's exciting as the reader starts?
I think there's a lot of action in it.
Okay, good.
You're starting to learn all about the different creatures and how they react to them and the characters, how hard they really, really want to like make the world a better place.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Right.
went, my first book signing was like a couple of years ago. And this young girl came up to me and she said, and she had a bookmark about halfway through it. And I was like, how are you liking the book so far? She goes, oh, this is my second time reading it. And she was telling me she just really loved Adam because he cared so much. She goes, he
Hmm.
cares so much about his patients. I really like him. So,
Okay. Did you wear the
yeah.
lab coat to your book signing?
Yes, it did.
Of course you did.
It did.
There you go. You wanted to do the part. That's good.
Why
See,
not?
you're in character. If you could write yourself into the story,
Uh-huh.
how would you relate to Adam? How would you be kind of like great coworkers? Would you be two people that really work well together, or is he really different than you? How would you write yourself into the story?
Um, I think we would get along really well,
Yeah,
but when I get into a project, I get into a project, and I think I would really want to help too.
yeah.
He's really stubborn too. So um, he's so focused in his work that it creates problem in other parts of his life. Like, he's not home a lot, and he's got two young kids, and
Mm.
yeah, so he has a hard time balancing that with everything else.
So that's kind of an underlying part of the story that you're trying to bring forward then too, like have healthy balance in your life. Is that kind of the wrestling that he
Yeah,
has to do? Yeah.
it's something he definitely has to learn. Yeah.
Okay. Is it something you battle with yourself?
Sometimes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right. Because you get into a writing mode and time slips away. You're like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for
yeah.
hours.
I, I
Right.
I have to sleep sometime.
I have family. I have other things to do, but I
Yeah.
just love what I'm doing. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
tell
find
my
it.
friends,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to do this and this week, and they're like, well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You don't
No.
have enough time.
No, you're not. Yeah. Yeah. I find in podcasting, I'll get caught up in podcasting, and my wife is like, do you ever take a break? Like, do you ever stop and do? I'm like, I just love doing what I do, right? So I kind of
Right.
relate to Adam in that, where he's got a higher mission than creating a podcast, but he's helping people, right? And
Hmm.
but just being so wrapped up in your work, I think that's definitely not the most healthiest thing. I had a doctor on my podcast, and he wrote a book about sleep,
Hmm.
and I said, this is ironic because don't most doctors like work like crazy long shifts and sleep on a cot for a couple minutes like you see on TV? He's like, yeah. I said, so you're really not a good example of good sleep. And you're a doctor
Hmm.
that talks about, he's like, yeah, you're right. I am not a good example of my own book. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that was interesting. Yeah, we kind of had that moment. Yeah, that whole work-life balance, I don't know. I don't know if anybody does it really, really well, right?
Hmm.
You know?
It's tricky.
Yeah. I'm almost
Yeah.
thinking it's like work-life harmony, where you, like when you're at work, you're at work, and when you're at home, you're at home. And you don't try to do both at the same time all the time,
Right.
right? So that's kind of my casual observance of that whole work-life balance thing. I think it's more about
Hmm.
harmony than like how does it work together. But anyways, that's kind of my little soapbox moment. Everybody, you're welcome. Yeah. So okay, for the authors that are listening, I just really want to encourage them. From your perspective, was there times where, as a writer, you just got stuck in the story and you didn't know where to turn next, or did it kind of flow for you? Because there's authors listening and they're still
Yeah,
wrestling with
well,
this whole process, right?
yeah, it didn't flow every day.
No.
No, it didn't. I mean, there are times when, I had to take a break, go for a walk.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'd grab a book that inspired me,
Hmm.
but sometimes I'd grab that book and I'd read for a while and
Right.
eventually get back to writing. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty inspiring. But yeah, there's going to be days where you're not going to sit and write for,
Yeah.
hours.
No.
Yeah.
No. And then you have your own personal life as well and other things to
Hmm.
work on, right? So how
Yeah.
much time a week do you devote to writing on an average week?
I would say at least 5 hours a week,
Oh, good. That's good.
about an hour a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell myself it's okay to take weekends off, spend
Right.
time with my family and friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, but
Okay. What kind of feedback are you getting from readers? We kind of mentioned a little bit of that already, but what kind of
mhm.
things have you heard back from readers and you reading your reviews and things like that? I always encourage the audience, the people
um,
listening, to leave good reviews. So, what are you hearing?
yeah, a lot of people say it's really action-packed. A lot of people say it's really kind of tear-jerking.
Hmm.
They connect with the people that have to go through this crazy life,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Okay. How do you create a very realistic character that people can identify with?
Um, I think I give them little details, little quirks, like Adam eats peanut butter and bologna sandwiches, just little things like that.
Peanut butter maloney. Okay.
Yeah, I tried that for research, and no, I'm not
No.
a fan, but
No.
he is.
Okay.
Yeah, and little things like that, Jesse keeps a penny in his pocket for good luck. I mean, it's
Hmm.
just little things like that that I think makes them relatable and real. And
Interesting.
now they're really real to me. So now, like,
Yeah, I had another
yeah.
author on the show too, and they said they like to go out in public and just sit and watch people
Hmm.
how they walk, how they talk, how they interact with each other,
Hmm.
and then that helps them to shape their characters to be more realistic. So they really try to pull off some of the little quirks that people you talked about, little quirks that people have. The penny in the
Hmm.
pocket, that's a good example. But and then they bring that back to their characters to make them feel a little bit more like they stand off the page a little bit more, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I work in a restaurant, so I'm around people all the time. So
There you go.
I'm always paying attention.
That's kind of your job, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
important. Okay.
It's like, I gotta jot that down.
How does writing help balance you out from working at the restaurant and life? Like, has writing always been something that you just helps you and kind of gives you something to focus on other than what you do day to day?
Yeah, writing is my escape.
Yeah.
And sometimes they say it's cheap therapy. They're not kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just I can just sit down in my own little corner and go into a totally different world, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Wh-
nice.
When you get Dark Secrets out in the world, is it easier to start the second book and start on the serum? Like you have all that done, you've accomplished a book, you finally publish,
Hmm.
you're an author. Does the next book become a little easier to write then?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think after I was done with the rough draft, when I went back, there was less editing
Oh, yeah.
because I
Right.
kind of knew what went into the first one. And I didn't have to create as much because like it's the second book. So I already had most of my characters. I had some new ones,
Hmm.
but yeah. So it made it a little easier for those reasons.
Yeah, and then the third book builds on that second book, and off you go.
Hmm.
Right.
Right.
300 books later, yeah, you have your own library. Yeah, I like it. I get it. What about promoting your books? Like obviously you're here on a podcast, which is great. I love having you here. What else are
Mhm.
you doing to get out there in front of the world and talk about your books with your lab coat on?
Well, I do book signings,
Yeah.
and I'm a part of some groups on Facebook, and we help each other with ideas and things like that. I'm a part of a writers group
Good.
where I live. I just joined recently, and we actually sell our books together
That's
and
a good
help each
idea.
other when we get stuck on things. And
Yeah,
I'm glad I found them because it's pretty nice to have writing friends that live in the same area.
it's good. Let them know.
Yeah,
I'd love to have them on my show. I'm always looking for
I
guests, right?
will.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to do it in community. I think that's the one thing. I understand kind of the idea that authors like to write on their own and the secluded cabin in the forest and be by themselves and write. But I think the idea of having the accountability of being with other writers and helping each other when they get stuck and
Uh-huh.
encouraging each other, that's a really big thing too. So,
Yeah, it is.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And not only do you get to go and get support, you can be a support for people as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Mm-hmm.
get to learn from other people who are maybe wrestling with their chapter 3 and they're like stuck on this thing, and you're like, well, maybe I give a suggestion of going this way, or you can help them. And just listening to all the people kind of working through their books, you can take that home with you and then go, oh, I like how they did what they did. I'm not going to steal
Right.
it, but I love their approach. So maybe that'll help me
Mm-hmm.
write my book. Yeah.
Yeah, we all work together.
Yeah.
I have a lot more writing friends now that I started on Dark Secrets.
Yeah.
Since then, yeah. I actually, a long time ago, when I was talking about my mom,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
she wanted me to finish it, on Christmas one year, I got this little tiny box and I opened it up and it had a big wad of ones in there, $1 bills with a note. And what my parents had been doing is for an entire year, they said once they had a little extra money, they put it aside so I can start an editing fund. And they gave it to me for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I did is I went down to the bank and I started saving up for an editor.
That's
And
amazing advice.
I
Wow.
know, and it's inspiring. It's like they really do believe in me and think that I can do this. So, yeah. So then I found an editor actually on Facebook,
Yeah.
First Bug Coaching,
Yeah.
and he kind of taught me all the steps and everything you needed to go within a first book. And
Nice.
yeah, so
That's a great idea for any parents listening and your kids are thinking about writing. Start that right away. We're not going to steal that idea. We're going to borrow that idea. I think that's a great idea, Ruth. That's really good.
yeah, I
That's
made
good.
a lot of friends in that group too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's encouraging because you've already got a finish line then. Like somebody's kind of gone ahead and thought of that, right? That's cool.
right.
That's smart. I think that's a great bonus tip for everybody. We can all
Yeah,
do that. Because editors can be expensive, right?
yeah.
So yeah, having a plan would be a good idea. That's good. Have you worked with the same editors for your different books, or you change editors as you write new books?
I've worked with a few different editors for my
Yeah.
different books.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What do you in your mind as an author? What makes a good editor? Like how do you know you're working with the right person?
With someone that has like the similar vision as you, or someone that's at least works in the same genre.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they kind of get where you're coming from.
Yeah. I was
It's
always
important.
thinking it's interesting because you write the book, it's your words, your story, you're a big idea, and then you give it to somebody else. And I'd be nervous as a non-author asking the question here. I'd be afraid that they would want to change the book and change the story and change the words because, they might come back and say, well, I think this is a better word. And you're like, I never use that word. Like, that's not a word I would be. And people who know me, when they see that word on the page, they'll be like, you don't talk like that. Right. So now you start to sound like your editor. And I'm like, do you have control over what the editor suggests to you
Oh
for your
yeah,
book and
it's
all that, right?
they're just all suggestions.
Yeah.
Because I'm a self-published author,
Yeah.
so yeah, I send it off, and then they say that's the first thing they say is, okay, well, these are just suggestions,
Mm,
take it or leave it. But a lot of times they come up with things that's like, oh, I didn't even see that. Oh,
mm, that's
oh, you've
helpful.
had a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Okay. Yeah, because it's interesting because it's your little baby, this book that you've created,
hmm
right? And you have
right.
this kind of attachment to the story. I'd be afraid that somebody want to change it and go, let's just take out chapter 3. You're like, what? What do you mean? No, 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 no. Right? So I want to leave that in there. So yeah, I'd be a little nervous of that as a new author.
Uh-huh.
Right. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
they were pretty kind to me though.
Yeah. That's good. Well, you got the right people then. That's good.
Right.
Talk about the covers. Where are you getting your covers done? They're beautiful.
I found a lady on Fiverr
Oh yeah.
that did my covers.
Good.
She's done a lot of them. Actually, The Dark Secrets originally was a different cover.
Oh.
And I don't think it reflected the story as well.
Hmm.
I think it looked more horror than science fiction,
Yeah. Okay.
and it just didn't work. So I went and found someone else to do the covers, and I was really happy with the second one.
Okay.
So she's going to be doing all three books.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're really, really realistic,
Thank
and
you.
I love on the serum the shadow on the tree. From
Yeah.
your character. I'm like, that's so cool. Like, if they feel like they're gonna move when you look at them long enough, they're just gonna like
Yeah.
readjust themselves or something. So yeah, they're very realistic. I love them. It's
Thank
good.
you.
Did you have this come when you see the cover? Is
Hmm.
that kind of what you envisioned your characters might look like when you're writing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did really well. And I gave her a description, and I found some pictures of people that remind me of the characters.
Well, that's
And
good.
yeah, she
Yeah,
did really well.
it's helpful. Awesome.
Mhm.
Okay, so talk about your website, Ruth. Like you got your bios on here. You've got news and events and other things as well. Let's send everyone to your page so they can follow
Okay.
your journey and follow what's coming up for the next one.
Uh-huh.
But talk about your website.
Is www.ruthamilligan.com, and it tells you a little bit about me and the books that are out, where you can get them, and events. I don't have any right now, but
Yeah.
as they come up, and you can sign up for my newsletter, and then you can find out what I'm working on, what's coming up next.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
And you love coffee, and you also like aviation.
Yes.
Wait, what's up with that?
Yes. I've always loved airplanes.
Yeah.
I flew my first airplane when I was in my early 20s.
You flew your own plane.
I flew my own plane. It
Come
was so
on.
fun.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool.
Okay.
I just knew this retired guy that, used to be a pilot, and he was bored. So he's like, I'll take you up. I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. Yes, I'll go.
Come on.
So yeah, it was really cool.
And I see hockey on your page too.
Yeah.
You love hockey.
I watch it. I don't play it.
Okay. All right. All right.
But yeah. Yeah, I really like watching hockey. We have a team not far from here, a junior team, and I
Nice.
really like watching them.
Well, there you go. Like I talk, being in Canada, hockey's kind of a thing up here
Yeah.
too. So I talk to other people and they're like, I love football, soccer, or whatever. I'm like, well, hockey's fun too. So there you go.
Yeah, hockey is fun.
We got that in common. I like that.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome, Ruth. Thank you so much for being on the show. I'm really excited to see where you go as an author. Beyond these three, do you have an idea for like a completely new series in the future? Like, where would you like to go way down the road?
Well, after this, I would like to do something. I think I'm just going to do like a standalone
Yeah.
or two. I'd like to go back and rewrite some of those other ones I didn't finish.
Right.
And with everything I know now, I think I would just take the basic idea and just rewrite the book.
Rewrite the books. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking into writing one about a haunted vineyard next.
Okay. Some sour
Yeah.
grapes there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's plenty of vineyards around here. It's inspiring.
You have to do your research and go have a glass of wine here and there and try them.
Yeah.
There you
It'll
go.
be rough, but I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah. I like your commitment. Put your lab coat on when you do that so that they'll be like, oh, somebody official here. We have to treat her really well. That's good.
It's a good idea.
Excellent. Ruth, thank you so much for doing this. Again, thank you for listening to the show as well. I appreciate that. And I'm really excited to have you maybe come back for book 3. Would you like to come back and
Yeah, that'd
kind
be
of
good.
round off the conversation? I think that'd be really fun to have you back again.
Yeah. I love that.
Excellent. Well, we'll keep that door open and you can fly over here with a glass of wine and a hockey stick and we'll get
All
together.
right.
How's that? Right?
That's good.
That sounds good. We'll do all that together. I love it. Everyone, all information is always in the show notes. Go and grab all of Ruth's books and be ready, sitting there waiting patiently, watching your website. When book 3 comes out, grab that one too. Leave a great review. I know that Ruth would love to hear your thoughts on Dark Secrets and the Serum and on and on and on. So please encourage Ruth with your words and your kind comments. Ruth, again, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Excellent. It's really fun.
That was fun.
Hey, thank you so much again for pressing play. As you've heard, great guests on the show. And one thing you didn't hear in this conversation is what? What did you not hear? Think about it for a second. That's right. Not a single solitary commercial for a mattress or a supplement or a whatever you call it. No. Why? Because we don't want to break up the conversation with commercials. So the fact that you're still here means that you are a fan of the show, I'm assuming. So if you want to help to keep the podcast going and to make me feel really happy, all I really care about is coffee, okay? I just got to be honest. I love coffee. I'm drinking one right now. It's starting to get cold. I need to warm it up. Helping us with our Buy Me a Coffee link over at livingthenextchapter.com and also in the show notes helps kind of keep the lights on around here. Remember, I'm doing this for free. I'm paying for everything. So I would love to have a little coffee donation, even $5 kind of fills up my cup. And I would love to enjoy a coffee from you. So if you're interested, again, thank you for listening. But you can use our Buy Me a Coffee link and fill up the cup. Thanks for being here.